Hey YouTube, I'm going to do a video that I swore I'd never do again. I'm going to run some more Home Depot sand, and somebody told me that this newer sand is from California, but I can't find anywhere on the bag that it says that it is. So we're hoping that that'll be a little bit better sand than what we had the last time. And what I've got here, I'm set up. This is a 27-gallon tub that I've got here for my water, and I'm running a 2,000 gallon an hour pump. And I hope you can see this. It might be a little too dark. You probably can't see quite down to the bottom here. That pump is sitting on a couple of horseshoes to keep it elevated up off the bottom, so when we're getting a little bit of silt, it doesn't suck it into the pump. And what we're doing here is we're catching the tails coming off the end of the trap, and we'll take that and empty it as we go. But this is a trap sluice, and this is a frame I built for it years ago that I use with a recirculator, and I've actually used this in the river. We've used this thing everywhere, and it's just a really great piece of equipment. Works really good. And today I'm not using a battery. I'm powering it with a power supply I built many years ago. It's just a little 12 volts power supply rather than a battery. So, and it feeds off this 2,000 gallon a minute pump, or sorry, an hour pump up into the header here, and there's a spray bar inside that. And this is where we're going to be taking the sand from. And obviously I got water in the sand to keep it from floating if there happens to be any gold in it. And we've used this level to level it and give me a 1 inch per foot drop on the trap, and I just compared it with this Empire level and set it at the same degree as the sluice level, and they're exactly dead on, both of them. And obviously I got some jet dry going here, a little jet dry. So let me get set up and we'll start running this. Alright guys, we're up and running, so let's run some material. See some black sand up in its upper riffle. Hey, and by the way, this is 100 pounds of Home Depot sand that we're running here, and it's running really well. The sluice is running good. A little bit foamy because of the jet dry, and you know, to take this and pan it out would just take you forever to pan out this much sand with the black sand in it. So this is just a little bit quicker way to do it, and everything's running good, so we're going to keep digging it. I'll show you a little bit more in just a little bit. Okay, so I just ran the first 25 pounds. I'm not sure you can see anything. I'm not sure I can see anything here either. There's some lighter colored stuff here that I'm just not sure what it is, but you can see the black sand up here in these riffles, and these riffles are undercut in this La Trappe sluice, so you know it's pretty good. It's a good sluice. I've used it on rivers. Now I'll show the recirculator setup sometime. Trying to see where that one right there. I'm not sure what that is for sure, but it stands out pretty good. I don't think it's gold, but it's nice to look at. Alright, I'll be back. I'm just doing a check here, and I re-leveled. See if I can get you in on the level here. This level is set for 1 inch per drop. This is the way it's made and calculated. And I don't know if you can see that, but we're right in the center of the bubble. That was exactly 1 inch per foot. And we've got one bag gone. And if you look, now this is the lower end of the sluice. And I just dropped it down a little bit because I've got black sand all the way down to here, which doesn't mean nothing because some of the hematite is lighter and it will come down that far. So I'm not too concerned about it. I'm not seeing any gold in here yet, but there's just a whole bunch of black sand, which is definitely good. I'm going to show you how easy it is to take these tails out of here now. All I got is this other 5-gallon bucket in here. So we just take this bucket. Okay, now I'm going to dump out the excess water from the bucket just to make it a little bit lighter. Not hardly any of the material. So just carry it over to the 5-gallon bucket and then start dumping the material into the 5. That's pure sand, so it's not a big deal. But we're going to reuse that sand for another project. So obviously it sticks in the bucket, so you just throw some water up in it a few times and rinse it out. I was going to use a clean bucket here, you'll see, and then I changed my mind. So now what you do is you take the bucket, stick it in the water, and get as much water in it as you can, but you'll notice it still tries to float. So in order to keep it from floating, you take a hose and fill the bucket with water. And the jet dry is starting to foam a little bit. You can see it bubbling up around the edge. It won't hurt anything. I'm just trying to see where the level is in it. And this is a good side of the sluice. If you look up on the sluice after I get it centered under it, you notice the one side sticks out farther than the other, and that's the way it throws the material. Let it jet dry and it'll be off and running again. Doesn't take a whole lot. That's more than I need right there. So there it is. We've changed over. So that's it for now. I'll show you when I get near the last scoop. I'm about halfway through that other bag. Alright, just got a few more scoops to go. And I'll show you those last few scoops going in, and then we'll do a cleanup. But if you look over here, there's my other favorite tool. I got the long legs on it this time. That's the panning station, so I don't have to sit, bend over, or kneel down or anything to pan out the fines. So give me a second and I'll get this fired back up again, and you'll see the last few scoops go in, and we'll go from there. Okay, there we go. We're up and running. And we'll let that clear out. We'll get that center section cleared out. I'll shut that off and clean up the sluice, get it into a pan, and we'll go from there and we'll show you the cleanup. Alright, there we go. We're out of the racking. It's all cleaned up. And it's right here. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. You can watch this clean up. Try to keep it back a little way so you can see this. So here we go. First time for me too. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm safety panning. I did not screen it. So we'll see what we got here. I can see some of the kids were playing with BBs. Here, so there's a nice shiny BB that doesn't count. Yeah, this is great having a stand-up panning station, you know, especially after sitting for a couple hours like that, running all that sand, because it takes a while to do it. And I'm thinking that's a yellow rock right there, but it sure looked good for a second. Yeah, it's nice to be able to stand up after sitting for that long. Okay, I'm going to have to look now because I'm down to pretty much all black sand. I get a little bit of blonde in there, but not much. Try to keep this in front of you. The sun is coming right over my shoulder and bouncing off the water, and I have a terrible glare. I'm not seeing probably what I should see here, but so far I'm not seeing anything. And it should be up near the top with riffles. There's one. There's one little guy. I don't know if you can see him. So there is some in here. So let me get right to the top here. Good black sand. Well, I'm seeing that one little piece, and I'll try to zoom on that for you. Make sure I can get that close even. Well, you're going to have to take my word for it. If you can see that, good. If you can't see it, it's one little flake. So, after 100 pounds of black sand and 2 hours work, I wouldn't do it, but there is gold there. I mean, you might get lucky and get a good bag, and get more, but for me that's not enough for all the work involved. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.